Where were we? Do you have the same problem while you're reading a book? The pages are lost if you don't mark them. And you could solve this problem by making a wire bookmark. So we need wire as usual, 18 gauge and 26 gauge, and also the little beads or pearls that I'm using this crystal beads because I love the shine. Okay, for the main tools, chain nose pliers, wire cutter, round nose pliers are needed as always. Pick up 18 gauge wire, and before doing anything, just start making it all straight. That I'm using chain nose pliers for that, and you could also use a nylon mallet too. Then put that straight wire on the book and about half of the length of the book. It's all okay for the measure that we need for the straight part of the bookmark. Then bend it and start making a curve. This would be the first shape of the wire cloud that we are going to make as this wire bookmark. So it would be something like an oval shape, and somewhere at the half point I'm going to make a very little loop with round nose pliers and make the first curve better, and again another curve at the middle, then another loop with round nose pliers, and this would be the second part of the cloud. And for the last one, I'm going to make another curved shape that is almost similar to the first one. And don't forget to edit the shapes and the forms if they are not perfect, and don't worry about them. And now for the last part, again, I'm going to make the wire curved with the other hand and make the last shape of this cloud, and pay attention to the movement of my hand, my finger and the nails to form the shapes better. When the last part is finished and you have one complete round, it's the time to make another bend at the third shape, just like this, just next to the first 90-degree bend, and at the distance of about 2 or 3 centimeters, cut it out with a flush cutter or wire cutter. Now this is the part we are going to attach together, but before, make the wires all straight by using chain nose pliers. To make them attached, we use the thinner wire of about 26 gauge. Just wrap it all around and start making a very little wire coiling part at this point. This simple wire weaving, it's going to keep both straight parts all firm and to be attached together. And at the end, just insert it into the cloud and make another wire weaving part and squeeze them well. Then cut it out at the very end with the flush cutter or a wire cutter, and if there is still space on the thinner wire, Just pull it with round nose pliers and make another round. And at the end, with chain nose pliers, start squeezing it very tight, not to remain any sharp edges left. And do the same at the other side too. Now you're done making a joint at these two straight wires and you attach them together. Now you have a wire cloud and a straight wire that is going to be at the middle of your book pages. Before adding the crystal beads, we are going to hammer this part. So I'm using the metal hammer, the hard mallet, and the hard surface is used for hammering this part, and it would be something like this, a flattened surface on the clouds and on the straight line. And now I'm going to add the crystal beads. Of course, they are as the rains that dropping down of this wire cloud. Pick up the thinner wire of about 26 gauge, make a very little loop and insert it into one of the loops that you had made before on the main structure. And now make a tie so that the shorter wire is beneath and is going to be wrapped all around the other wire strand. So you make a tie here and you could use your tools like round nose pliers or chain nose pliers to do that better. Here we wrap it about 2 or 3 times to have a closed loop and then cut it out at the very end with a flush cutter or wire cutter and squeeze it well with chain nose pliers. Now cut the other side and about 2 centimeters with wire cutter and insert one of those beads in. So let me insert my black crystal bead into the wire, and here I'm going to attach it tight to the last point and make a very little loop with round nose pliers, and you could repeat the same closed loop at the end, just like the first one, making a loop and wrap the extra part all around, or just make a very little loop and then squeeze it tight to be attached onto the crystal or stone and push it with chain nose pliers to be closed and to prevent the bead or stone from falling down, and that would be ready. And I'm going to repeat that for 2 others. Now I have this wire cloud with 3 drop-in beads as the drop-in rains. As the last tip, don't forget to use a jewelry file for the parts that you had cut with a wire cutter because they are sharp and you should smooth them. And also, you could make the straight part swirl or just remain it as it is. Which one is your preference? And let me test it out. The wire cloud with those rains that is dropping down while I'm using it. It's so beautiful. What do you think? And did you like this tutorial? please just comment it below for me. Thanks for watching. Take care and bye-bye.